Hey, this is the K Central Show, and I am your host, Central Booking.
I am K Cram. Check this out, Central Booking, man.
What's up?
I mean, you be getting some crazy messages.
Yeah, man, don't I know it?
Hey, why don't you share with the people out there one of your crazy messages?
All right, man. Hold on a minute, yo. Let me
you
get
gonna,
it for you.
You gonna play it?
Yeah, we're gonna play it.
All right, bro. You got to share this with the people because you know some crazy people.
All right, yo. Well, here it goes. Here's one of them, y'all.
Hey fellas, this is Sister Mary. I heard your show. You was talking about we need to stick together, and I really like the point you guys are saying, but I just want to call y'all to tell y'all I'm praying for y'all, and Lord Jesus loves you. Lord Jesus loves all of y'all, and that's gonna solve all our problems. We got to give it all in the hands of the Lord Jesus, and I will be praying for you. You know, we don't need the support. We don't need to put our money together. The God said when we die, we're going to go to heaven and live in the kingdom of God. So, K. Graham and Central Bucket, I'm going to sing for you. I'm going to pray to you. Lord Jesus is real. Oh, pray for you every day. Jesus is real. Oh, yeah, that's all you got to say every day, boy.
Sister Mary off the hook, ain't she?
Oh yeah, that's one religious chick right there.
And she's that old religious.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, she thinks that religion is going to be around forever. But the question, does religion have its time? I mean, with the information that's out on the internet, and a lot of people have questioned Christianity
Yes.
and broke it down to a science.
Yes.
Will it be around?
You know, I think it's like I said once before. We might have some form, but I don't think we'll have the form of religion that we have today.
Well, look, I got a clip from our brother, and it's an old clip from our brother Phil Valentine. And I just want to play this to the people and tell me what you think.
I call it Vampires of Consciousness, because that's the name of this particular tape. Vampires of Consciousness, the true historicity of the Church of Satan, Christianity. There is no Church of Satan outside of Christianity. All religion encompasses the Church of Satan.
All religion. Why?
Now, why did I call it Vampires of Consciousness? Well, first, it is essential that we understand the nature of a vampire. We have to understand the nature of a vampire. One, it is a parasite by nature. Two, it feeds on the healthy, the innocent, and the unsuspecting. Three, it appears beautiful, mysterious, alluring, and powerful. Four, it sucks on the life stream of the host, depleting the life and light force until the host no longer knows who he or she is. Five, it affects and infects the host with a virus, quote unquote, until the host becomes one with the body of his redeemer, one with the consciousness of the vampire. Six, the host loses his sense of self, no longer perceiving the world and reality from a knowledge of self, but from a perception or knowledge given to him by the vampire. That is why I call this particular tape on Christianity the Vampires of Consciousness. Christianity is crack for the mind and soul.
Brother Reverend MGTOW, know that.
It lives in
does,
ignorance.
Yes.
Ignorance is the mother of devotion. Let me repeat that. Ignorance is the mother of devotion. That which you are ignorant of, you worship,
Wow.
because you have no knowledge of what you worship. You believe in things you don't understand, and that's why you suffer. Stevie told you, superstition ain't no way.
I'm going to pause it right there. But you get the point.
Yeah.
People, you get the point. Now, because of this knowledge that we have out on the internet right now, the vast knowledge that we have,
Yes.
and the situation that black people are in right currently in America right now. I mean,
Yes.
we got this new administration in, and we're panicking under this guy. I mean, a lot of us are kind of, if you look at this new Snoop Dogg video, a lot of us are kind of like, damn, we can't win.
Right.
But we're always in the church,
Yeah.
constantly in the church,
Uh-huh.
losing.
Yeah.
Are we gonna have to change up the way we worship?
I mean, with all of the knowledge and stuff that you have on the internet debunking Christianity as a true religion, I think that yes, you know what I'm saying. There's going to be, I think
it's gonna be a time. No, I think it's gonna be a time where eventually this religion. This is my personal opinion. I think it's gonna be a time where religion is no longer needed.
yeah.
Now you ask why?
Well, why?
People don't understand where technology is going. Technology is changing things. For example, the reason why I say we're getting less religion.
Right.
Let's go back 50 years ago, even though me and you was not around,
Right.
before we had smartphones, before we had all of this technology. You went to the church.
Mm-hmm.
The preacher said something, you believed it.
Yeah.
He said the rapture was coming, Jesus was coming. You know, back then you didn't really have all this entertainment.
Right.
You didn't have all these devices we have to occupy yourself.
Right.
I mean, hell, you didn't even have cable. You had nothing.
Nah.
So when you went to church,
That was part of
that was your part of your
part
imagination. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to think about it. You were so limited back then.
Yeah.
And so when the preacher rose up and said something, you believed it.
Yeah.
But you also have to understand, even back then, people were kind of full of shit.
Yeah.
Because there was still out of wedlock marriages.
Mm-hmm.
Women having babies. There was still women out there having babies out of wedlock, no fathers.
Right.
That went on back then.
Yeah.
That was a lot of rebellious fucking back then.
Right.
So even back then, the concept of religion was kind of fading. The loyalty, I don't even really think that was really a true loyalty to religion like that.
Right.
The preachers have always been dipping into the pie with the congregation.
Yeah.
So now, fast forward now, we're at a point where you can almost now debunk anything.
Yeah.
You can almost now research anything. And I think in the future, people will get smarter. I mean, still a lot of stupid people going around. And I'm about to go there. They had this guy on YouTube. I mean, he's been around for a long time. He was around 50 years ago. Actually, 50 years ago, he was probably like 20 years old.
Right.
I was watching an old documentary, and his name is Ray Kurzweil. I think we mentioned him in the last video.
Uh-huh.
Where he invented like a computer that could play the piano. It could make music.
Okay.
So some way, and he invented a computer that could hook to a typewriter, you know, the old typewriters,
Uh-huh.
and make the typewriter, you know, type via computer. Now, this guy talks about the future and how we're going to be able to hook up to the internet, the cloud, and get hooked to vast knowledge and information. Now, if that happens, and I'm and a lot of people gonna be like, hell no, this is the mark of the beast, all of that. a lot of y'all gonna get left behind because there are gonna be people who's gonna take these implants because to keep up with these computers and to have vast knowledge, and people don't even know this is coming.
Right.
Now this guy has been making several predictions. Him and another guy, I can't think of the guy's name, about the future. And so far, the majority of things these guys have said have came true.
Right.
I mean, right now we're coming into an era of self-driving cars. I mean, you got, like I said, you got Google, you got information. We got constant information. So why do people hold on to these old ways? Central, holler at the people, man. What's going on?
I think they hold on to these old ways because they don't understand what is in front of them. Some people don't understand the technology that's right in front of them. Some people are scared to believe in those things because they have been bombarded by those things, like you say, like 50 years ago. That was the only bombardment of knowledge you had, was the church or the newspaper, per se. You know what I'm saying? So they were bombarded with that to a point that deep down in their bones, in their cellular structure, they believe that. They will not stray away from that. You understand? I remember at a time when I was coming into my own with religion and things of that sort, and getting the right kind of knowledge on those
Getting
things.
the right kind of knowledge.
Getting the right kind of knowledge, because even back then there were people who were telling you that this stuff is a lie. You understand what I'm saying to you? So, you know, and we used to try to give this knowledge to older people, and to even try to, they go, no, Jesus is coming to save us. And
I heard that a lot.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what you talking about, but that's the devil. You understand? And you like, this is knowledge. At least find out for yourself. Nobody's trying to tell you what you want, what you need to believe in or anything. We're just trying to tell you to open your mind and see what it is we're talking about. But you know, they looked at us as too youthful and didn't know anything, and y'all are running with the devil and all of that. So it's like
they were stuck in their way.
Right. And so you still have that now today.
With black people.
Right.
We're very heavily, overly religious.
Right.
And we're still heavily in the church. The men not so as much, but the women definitely.
Most definitely.
And, you know, the women raise the babies now, you know, in our community. You know, it's a lot of single motherhood going on. Unfortunately, it is.
But I will say this for the younger generation. They kind of see the bullshit in it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at...
They don't take it seriously.
They don't take it as seriously as their moms do, or as their grandmothers and their grandmothers do. Because I think they kind of see some of the bullshit, the hustle that's in it. You know what I'm saying? Because it is a hustle. You know, and they've been hustling us with this for over 300 years. You know, they subjugated us with this. They controlled us with this. And so we're still coming up out of that. And unless you're rebellious anyway, to be like, oh, this is bullshit. Why am I even paying this any attention? Then you're still going to be stuck in that. Oh, Jesus is going to save us. You understand? Jesus this, Jesus that. He's going to save us. You understand?
Then we will be extinct, thinking like,
it's going to save us and what have you. So you'll be stuck in that world of what you believe he's going to do for you, instead of sitting out and saying, okay, well, what am I really doing? What is it that I'm really letting myself know and not know?
But see, in reality, people don't pay attention to the world around them, the advancements, you know, the changes. You know, the world has changed a lot in the last 50 years. Now, of course, when it comes to certain relations in this country, it really has stayed the same.
Yeah.
But for us to still be going to church and holding on to religion, I think in the future we're going to come to a point where we're not going to be able to ignore what fact is.
Yeah.
If we're still around.
Yeah.
Because the way these transhumanist people are talking, and people look up transhumanists, they're saying that there may be a total different human being around.
Right.
And they're actually pushing this agenda. And there's going to be pushback. Because a lot of people are going to feel like, listen, this is ungodly. This is unchurch-like. You know, this is, you know, Jesus wouldn't want this.
Right.
This is, what do you hear, mark of the beast. but in reality, you take it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, cell phones. I'm sure 50 years ago, if you would have came up to somebody with a cell phone, they would be like, "That's the devil.
Yeah.
Get that cell phone away from me."
Right.
What is this evil thing that can forecast? They would freak out if they would have saw a cell phone 50 years ago.
Of course.
They would have thought they would have thought it was. Or if they would have saw a movie. Think about a movie like Transformers.
Right.
Just the graphics and the stuff like that 50 years ago. Had people saw it, they would freak out.
Yeah.
You know, there'd be church folks not believing this. I mean, you got to look at it right now. I mean, people can get on porn
Yeah.
and just look it up. If they would have saw this shit 50 years ago, they were like, "What kind of foul world
Did this come from?
Look at television now.
Yeah.
Just look at television now." But we have accepted that in this culture.
Yes.
Slowly but surely,
Surely.
technology has made you accept things that had you could go back 50 years ago, they would have looked at like utterly crazy.
And
So-
would not have accepted it.
So what's to say? Now we're saying just in 50 years. Think about 150 years from now. The type of stuff that we might end up accepting.
Right.
There's a chance there's a good chance that won't be in a religion.
I doubt it. I doubt it very seriously.
Now, Central, I'm gonna get on the very top touchy subject. Do you think the concept of black or brown people will exist in this time?
I don't think so, because if we go 150 years from now, I don't think that'll be the subject at hand. I think that it will be more accepted because there will be more.
Give me a prediction. I mean, you don't think that'll be the subject at hand in 150 years from now?
I doubt it very seriously, because a lot of what we're talking about now is because certain powers and elites want to see that factor stay the way it is. But as technology and as humans progress, that's something that's going to be old hat. It's going to get thrown out the window, because there are going to be more brown and yellow people, on this earth. And there's nothing you can do about that unless we have some great catastrophic disaster. You understand? And without that in the way, there are going to be more people of color. It's just simple as that.
I'm gonna play a little interview with Ray Carswell. People, bear with me. It's very short. Speaking on, I think he's speaking on aging and how scientifically death will soon be conquered. Talks about how death will soon be conquered.
Right.
Now, if this is the case, if this is true, that we will soon one day be able to, in the near future,
conquer death.
I mean, they're saying this is going to be in the next 20 to 30 years. This is coming out of their mouth.
Right.
This ain't my mouth.
Right.
That we will be able to pretty much conquer death.
Okay.
You don't think some of these old ideas are not gonna get spread in the future? I mean, think about a guy. Okay.
I mean,
let's take a guy 50 years.
Okay.
50 years old.
Okay.
He has those old racist ideas. Or a guy 50 who grew up on Farrakhan.
Right.
Now, we come up with a way these people can live forever.
Right.
How wouldn't they ideology still?
Now, of course, yeah, their ideology, I'm sure there are going to be some people like that who are going to try to kill off, if they can, kill off that person who's made the technology, kill off this or that, if they can get to that. But in the end, you are the one who's going to die off. You understand? As the world
That's true.
keeps
They
progressing.
don't, and some people are not going to accept. Some people are going to fight some of this stuff.
Yeah.
And that's going to open up another dynamic. But I'm gonna play this clip with Ray Kurzweil real fast.
Hear from inventor and futurist Ray Kurzweil about immortality and the exponential growth of technology. Since 2012, Kurzweil has been a director of engineering at Google.
Our immediate reaction to death is that it's a tragedy, and that's really the correct reaction. We've rationalized it, saying, oh, that tragic thing that's looming, that's actually a good thing. But now we can actually seriously talk about a scenario where we will be able to extend our longevity indefinitely.
Extend our longevity.
I decided to become an inventor when I was 5, bring back broken bicycles and radios. This was an era where you would allow a 5-year-old to roam through the neighborhood and do this. And I had this idea, if I could just figure out how to put all these things together, I could solve any problem. So I wrote a program that could recognize the patterns in every period of time. So this little computer is actually billions of times more powerful per dollar than the computer I used when I was an undergraduate. We'll do that again the next 25 years. We'll have computers the size of blood cells, little robotic devices that can go through our bloodstream. Its capability thousands or millions fold by connecting to the cloud. That's a 2030 scenario. We've been expanding our life expectancy for thousands of years. It was 19 1,000 years ago. It's 37 in 1800. We're going to get to a point 10, 15 years from now where we're adding more time than is going by to our remaining life expectancy. People say, oh, I don't want to live past 90, but I talk to 90-year-olds and they definitely want to live to 91 and to 100. People sometimes say that death gives meaning to life because it makes time short, but actually death is a great robber of meaning, of relationships, of knowledge. We're going to be able to overcome disease and aging. Most of our thinking will be non-biological. That'll be backed up. So part of it gets wiped away. You can recreate it, and we'll be able to extend our lives indefinitely. I'd rather use that word than forever. My name is Ray Kurzweil, and this is my brief but spectacular take on our exponential future.
Wow. Wow. And this is coming from a man who's been doing this. I mean, this guy's 70 years old.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's been around technology for a long time, and now he's working with Google.
Right.
So there's billions of dollars, people.
Yeah.
Behind this concept of living forever. And when he talks about transhumanism and stuff like that, I think it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So then where does your religion go if this happens?
Right.
Because whether you believe it or not, Mr. 42nd, I'm talking to you. Whether you believe it or not, you're going to accept this shit.
Right.
They're going to slowly push it on you.
Yeah.
Slowly but sure. They do it all the time.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, you got Alexa.
Yeah.
50 years ago, you wouldn't have fucked with no damn Alexa. You would have looked at this. What is this little magic evil box talking back to me?
Right.
That can control TVs. What the fuck is going on?
Right.
You would have went crazy.
Yeah.
But people have slowly accepted. You have robotic arms now.
Yeah.
You got 3D printing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see nobody going around talking about, let's stop this.
Right.
So where's religion going to go as we get more advanced?
It's going to push it right out the window.
Because it seems like it's getting more watered down now.
Yeah.
In honesty. It seems, I mean, because people, yeah, they go to church, whatever. You still got a lot of people that go to church. Churches still make big money.
Well, but it is starting to dwindle. It was just like I was seeing on the news a couple weeks back that the Pope is now trying to get men who he wants to be priests that are married, because there's not enough non-married men who want to be priests now.
Whoa.
You understand? So if he's doing that, that's letting you know there's a problem.
And marriage is a fleeting institution, right?
Right.
People are not
so
getting
if
married.
he's saying to you, I need more priests, and whether you're married or not, I'm going to let you in, that means there's a problem. That means that is also letting you know that religion is dwindling in its way, because that's telling you right there that people aren't believing like they used to.
And it's going to start here in the Western countries, and then, of course, as technology advances all across the world, it's going to end up probably being a worldwide thing.
Yeah.
As more knowledge comes, and if we can have access to knowledge like these people say we're going to have,
right?
I mean, it's almost like being superhuman compared to what you are now.
Yeah.
And they're saying every 30 years, every year we're advancing how many years now? Every 30 years into the future?
Yeah.
Computers are doubling power every year.
Right.
Every year to 18 months. I mean, doubling.
Yeah. And power.
And power. So I agree with you, Central, in a way that, you know, we probably will be a non-religious group of people 150 years from now, if we even still be around.
Right.
But can you predict life 150 years? Can you take your mind state into how different it's going to be?
Oh my God.
If this is the case and if people are living forever and
right.
you can replace your body and upload your consciousness if you die.
Right.
What kind of world would this be?
A very different world. A very different world. I don't think, even for our futurists and technologists and inventors now, I don't think they know how far it will go. You know, they're thinking of today as, you know, they're thinking of tomorrow today.
Right.
You know, so even they don't know how far it's going to go, because there's always going to be someone new who thinks they can push it further.
Exactly.
You know,
Central Booking, I'm gonna tell you, if I'm around and I'm part of one of these people that end up living forever,
right?
Because you know this guy's saying this is 15 years from now, so of course you know I'll still be younger. You know I'll still be around, young
right.
enough to hopefully anyway.
Right.
If this is true, and I'm around 150 years from now, you know what my greatest fear is, Central?
Yeah.
Then we're gonna have racist robots running around.
Oh boy.
And that's my biggest fear. You know, if we're gonna have that kind of future, I'd rather not even deal with the future.
Right.
So it's definitely an interesting topic. It's some people, especially black people or anybody in church, you know, you might want to think about. Will this religion be around 150 years from now? Or will it just be totally irrelevant? Because we might just be living in such a different world. I mean, we'll probably be godlike.
Yes.
We'll probably be, I mean, then what you going to do? Raise up to say Lord Jesus? Well, you'll probably be able to create Lord Jesus out of your head.
Right.
You know, hook up to the internet and be anybody the fuck you want to be, I guess. You know, I mean, shit. Can you imagine this shit?
Right.
So, y'all, it's the K Central Show. I'm K Cram.
And I'm Central Booking.
And we out.
1.